the sights. Critics in the crosshairs, he don't think twice. Movie scenes dissected, sliced with precision. Beard game strong, legendary vision. Ninja, barrel pristine. Voice flashing waves, no denying he's a king. Nothin caramel lessons, leaves him in awe. Movie review, assassin laying down law. Ninja, barrel pristine. Voice slicing waves, no denying he's the king. Salted caramel essence, leaves him in awe. Movie review, assassin laying down law. Bear oil packed, ready for the fight. Where the sharks afflicts, he conquers the night. From silver screens to ocean depths below. Ninja reigns, that's all you gotta know. Bear oil stash glistening in the light. Mixed vodka with knowledge crafted in sight. Shark fin haters, they scatter from sight. Ninja's wisdom, looking dynamite. Legends we crafted from tales people tell. Salted caramel dreams, see the vodka infused shell. 60 seconds flat, analyze it with flair. Ninja forever, ain't nobody compare.
G'day, welcome back to the channel Ginger Ninja's Movie Reviews. I am the Ginger Ninja and these are my movie reviews. Now, I've got to be honest, it feels really weird sitting here talking to the camera again. All through October, I did 31 days of Halloween, so 31 movie reviews. They were 60-second reviews, but 31 movies is a lot, and it was exhausting. Also did 31 Treehouse of Horror reviews, so they're up there as well. Check them out. They're a lot of fun. Did get some, tough points in that as well. But it's The Simpsons, so you got to like them mostly. Anyway, what are we doing for November? Well, November's a special month for me. Firstly, I had my birthday in November, so yay me, happy birthday. And I'm looking at 90s movies in November, so nothing but 90s November. That's right, we are diving into a bunch of movies that came out between 1990 and 1999 and just really diving into some ones which are overlooked a little bit, in my opinion. Some really fun ones as well, so stick around for them because they're going to be a lot of fun. But before we get into that, I do actually want to say a big thank you to all my new and existing subscribers, and particularly my new ones, because I do want to send a shout out and thank you to two people in particular amongst a bunch of other people. So I'm going to say thank you to Eric from Hey Internet Eric here and Patrick from Have Cheated Will View, who both really pushed me forward to try and drive me to get to 1,000 subscribers by October 31st. Now, we didn't quite reach it, but it's not about getting 1,000 subscribers. It's about, for me, it's the thought behind it, the support, the drive to push me forward to keep making content, to keep getting these out there, because these are really good guys. So I do want to say a big thank you to both of them. Thank you. And of course to everyone else. There's a bunch of people, I'm not going to name names, but a whole bunch of people that truly do support me, and I am thankful for them. Anyway, let's get back into this. So, nothing but 90s November, let's kick it off. Okay, and kicking off Nothing But 90s, it's Anaconda from 1997. And yes, I do recognize the irony of wearing a movie on my t-shirt that was made in the 80s while doing a movie that was made in the 90s. Anyway, Anaconda from 1997, directed by Luis Loza. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. This film has a massive all-star cast, starring Jennifer Lopez, Icecube, Eric Stoltz, Kariwuhrer, Jonathan Hyde, Owen Wilson, and Jonvoight. Plus, we also get a sneaky appearance by Danny Trejo. Now the plot. When a documentary crew traveling through the Amazon jungle picks up a stranded man, they are unaware of the trouble that will occur. Taking them hostage, he forces them along his quest to capture the world's largest and deadliest snake. Yeah. Now, if you haven't seen this film, there will be spoilers ahead, so you've been warned. Now, this film is very much a throwback to the classic monster movies and films of bygone eras. Now, it's more in line with, I would say, 70s monster movies or creature features, really, where it's a natural predator. Very similar to Orca and Jaws in a way. It's a creature that's in its own environment, its habitat, and it's fighting back. And you know what? You throw a well-known, high-profile cast into the jungle to fight off a giant snake? What's not to like? Anyway, let's jump into this often overlooked film from 1997. Now, 1997 was a time where the comet Hale-Bopp became one of the most observed comets in the 20th century. Titanic was the most expensive film ever made at the time, and it opened in the US. And of course, one of my favorite shows, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, starring Sarah Michelle Gellar, premiered on the WB television network. But enough about that. Let's have a look at the movie. Now the cast. So as I mentioned, this has a rather well-known cast. You've got J-Lo, Icecube, Owen Wilson in a very early role for him, just to name a few. And their characters provide a very grounded performance. And they do add some believability to the story. Jonvoight's character, however, his portrayal of Paul Cerrone, steals the show in the absolutely weirdest way possible. His performance is so over the top. It's completely unforgettable. Voight cranks the villainy up to 11, and it's with a bizarre, almost cartoonish accent and this very intense, unsettling expression on his face the whole time. And it does often veer into unintentional comedy. There is a scene where he's looking at Jennifer Lopez. I think she's putting lotion on or something. Or yeah, she's putting bug repellent or something. And he's just looking over it, and it's just the creepiest look on his face. But he seems to revel in portraying this character and this villain. And that does come through quite well. And his performance as such is bizarrely magnetic. He makes you laugh and cringe at the same time. Jennifer Lopez and Icecube, again, solid, grounded performances as Terry Flores and Danny Rich, though they sometimes feel like they are in a completely different movie from Voight. He's completely off the wall insane, and they're very level-headed and grounded. But it's the chemistry and camaraderie that give the film a much-needed balance. Icecube brings his usual cool, laid-back style and just adds a little bit of humor to the right moments. Owen Wilson and Eric Stoltz have smaller roles, but they do help round out the cast, even if they're mostly there just to add to the body count. And Eric Stoltz probably had the easiest job because most of the film he's asleep. Now let's move on to the directing and the writing. And look, let's be honest here, we're not here for the writing, are we? We're here watching a craze hunter track down a giant freaking snake. So yeah, don't expect Othello. What we do get is a storyline which is simplistic and predictable. The dialogue is often clunky with exposition-heavy lines, and that does sometimes feel awkward or forced. And the pacing can feel uneven at times, and it does feel to drag along at some points. But that being said, one thing that Anaconda does well is keep up the tension, and it does that by doing it in the right parts. It brings it up to, I've talked about this before, how films bring up to a crescendo and then dip down. This does it really well. Unfortunately, the parts where it doesn't do it well feels like it drags a little. Now, the Amazon setting feels claustrophobic and humid, and that does add to this oppressive, danger-laden atmosphere that we have going here. The looming threat of the Anaconda is established from very early on, and once that action does pick up, it does hit those right notes. Like I said, when it reaches a crescendo, it works, and it works well. The movie also plays to its horror elements, but never goes too heavy with the gore. making this more of an adventure thriller, less horror. Don't get me wrong, there are some really good effect scenes in it, which I'll touch on in a moment though. Now, for a film made in the 90s, the cinematography is really well done, and it does capture the exotic, almost foreboding atmosphere of the Amazon jungle. You know, like I mentioned, it feels oppressive and humid and claustrophobic. It's got all those, and you feel that in the movie. The locations are lush and wild, and it really does work in the film's favor to keep you invested. Now onto the effects, which I just mentioned before, and look, the special effects are a mixed bag in this one. This is a film with a massive snake, so we want to see this snake in all of its glory, right? Well, we certainly do. But look, the CGI in this film does look rather dated and is not held up too well. The animatronic snake, however, looks phenomenal. It looks really good. Like in the scenes where it's moving around, they've done a masterful job with that snake. And the way, like I said, the way it moves in those non-CGI moments looks amazing. It really does hold up, and it looks better than some of the CGI stuff of later years, even recently. Gore-wise, it's pretty minimal. But you do get to see a semi-digested and regurgitated jonvoight, so that's good. Now on to rewatchability, and as you know, rewatchability is a big thing for me, but I had not seen this film in a damn long time. Now, for a film that spawned many sequels, low-budget sequels, I'm surprised I haven't seen them, so I may check them out in the future. But this just isn't one that drew me back in for some reason. I don't know why, but I enjoyed it, don't get me wrong, but it's not one that I'd go back and rewatch. Will I rewatch it? Maybe. So what do I think about this film overall? Well, in the end, Anaconda is a popcorn flick through and through. It's a flawed but fun creature feature that offers guilty pleasure thrills for fans of 90s monster movies, of which there were a few. Now, despite its outdated effects, the film remains enjoyable for its atmosphere, its ambitious animatronics, and a very memorable villain. It's not a highbrow thriller, but it succeeds as a cheesy, suspenseful jungle adventure that doesn't take itself too seriously. Overall, for a score, I think Anaconda gets a 7 out of 10. So there you have it. That is my review of Anaconda. Have you seen this film? Let me know what you thought of it down in the comments below. And let me know if you think I should check out the sequels, because I think there's like 2 or 3 of them. Not too sure, but are they worth checking out? Probably not, but who knows? If you want me to check them out, let me know. Because yeah, you know I'll watch some trashy shit. Anyway, look, I do want to say a big thank you for sticking with me through this, and a big welcome back to the channel, because yeah, like I said, October was fun but hectic month, so I'm looking forward to getting back into some of these really good sort of, I don't want to call these films deep dives, they're not. They're very quick reviews, but they are a lot of fun. I do enjoy watching these movies, so I hope you enjoy my reviews as well. If you have, do hit that thumbs up button, be much appreciated. And of course, if you're not subscribed already, please do hit that subscribe button. And if you want to be notified every time I do release a new review, hit that notification bell. You'll be notified every time one comes out. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.